Well, I think I'm about done for the day. I'm out here on the side of an old restaurant. I've been here before, and I thought I'd give it a try again today, see if I could come up with anything new. It's been a while since I've made a video. It's been kind of cold, and I don't like being out in the cold. I'm out with the AT Pro, and show you a few things that I found today. Not really an exciting day. As I said, this was an old restaurant across the street. Got a lot of traffic going by out here. This is, we're only about 200-300 yards off of a highway going through here. We're in the middle of the Mojave Desert. Some of the things that I found, this area in here, there was a house back up in there, which I'm gonna hit another time. And then there was a house or a store, a general store along in here. In this area right in here where I am, there's been a lot of bottle caps. Not so many pull tabs, but bottle caps. So that's kind of telling me, I'm thinking that that was before pull tabs were invented, I guess. But some of the things that I found, I dug this up. This gave me a pretty good hit. Probably don't know what this is. It was all wrinkled up into a ball when I found it, and I've straightened it up. But let me bring it a little closer. You can see what this thing is. It's a head gasket off of an old car, 4-cylinder car, and pretty good size holes here for the cylinders. So I'm thinking this was probably a Model T, a Model A, somewhere in that range. And again, it was all wadded up and about a foot down when I found it. I've straightened it up a little bit, but I think that's kind of cool. And then I also found a couple other things here. Big old bearing. This is a bearing, probably off of a big engine, maybe a truck or something like that, truck engine. Not very exciting, but you know, it sent off a pretty good signal. And I got this. This is probably a valve stem, maybe. Not real sure. Just junk. And here's an old battery cable. This is going back a ways. This is probably a negative. Well, in fact, I know it's a negative battery cable. Probably went down from the battery probably to the frame of the engine. You know, it's probably copper. Not real sure, but it's old. You don't find them like this anymore either. All right, and then in addition to that, oh goodness, I can't bend over. I found this thing. I don't know what it is. It's a whatchamacallit. Probably a gasket or a spacer of some sort. I don't really know. Another one of those things. This is a battery post off of a battery. Pretty old. Lead, really heavy. And found lots and lots of this stuff. Nuts and bolts. This is a nut with a bolt on it already. Lock bolt. Tons of this stuff out here. And this is pretty interesting. Look at this. This is a hubcap off of an early model Ford. Probably in the 30s or 40s, somewhere in that range. Not real sure. But can you see the V8 right here? This is V8. That's the symbol for the Ford V8 engine that was so popular at the time. This is probably an antique, probably a keeper, probably collectible if it weren't so damaged. But it's pretty damaged. It isn't corroded. It was down about, I don't know, not very far, probably 8-10 inches or so. I'll keep this anyway. This is pretty cool. And then I was going to tell you about the last thing is the most exciting. Out in this area here, About 6-8 months ago, I came out with my detector. I'm always seeing people out here with metal detectors. And it always helps to go over an old site when you've got a new detector, because they will go down farther. They got better discrimination. They better identify targets, and there is a lot of junk out here. So you got to have a detector that will be able to tell the difference between the iron, the junk, and the good stuff. But I found a silver dime right about over in this area here about 6 months ago. And I thought for sure that I'd pretty much found everything out here. But it seems like every time I come out here, I find something new. Well, this time, you aren't going to believe this. Look what I found. You see what that is? That's a 1964 silver quarter. That's the first silver quarter I've ever found, and the second silver I found this year. So it's pretty exciting. And then about over in this way a little bit, let me show you the back side of it here. You see the back side? Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, and then over in this area over in here, just behind the camera, I came up with a penny. And it is a 1967 penny. Not real valuable, but it just goes to show you that if you just keep hitting these spots with the newer detectors, even though the spot has been hammered a number of times, there's always something left. There's always stuff to find. So I guess I'll probably end up coming back here again. We'll bring the AT Pro again, and maybe tomorrow I'll come back out and we'll hit it again. Right now it's getting kind of late on the desert. You can see the sun's pretty low. I got a long shadow here, and looks like I've got an audience coming in over here too, parking on the highway. Anyway, for now, that's it, and we'll see you at another site in a few.